Which monkey? The monkey that flipped the switch?
Me. It's
Okay.
a Lost in Space reference.
Hi, everybody. This is Ed. I'm Ed Pugh, president here at Reaper Miniatures. This is Terrain Tuesday. Joining me again, because we had so much fun last week, is...
I'm John.
John.
John Overton. I'm here.
Does John not get a camera?
I mean, I don't need to be.
I was about to say, he's
sure.
off camera. It's fine.
Because he looks different today than he did yesterday.
Correct.
So anyway, just to bring everybody up to speed here, where do you want me to put this? Is this where you want it? I'll just move over here.
I put it where...
And then I'll move that
It's
right
fine.
there.
It's fine.
Okay. So, what we're in the process of building is a trebuchet, which you can see here. We'll be going through it, but to show anybody that's new, show that graphic, because I know you already have it queued up.
Which graphic?
The one that's the brown one that shows what we're building.
Oh,
That one.
you're talking about, like, this one?
Yeah, that one. That would work.
Okay. This is what we're building, right?
Right, yeah. I think I went out with her.
Oh, can't say that.
Oh, sorry. There we go. So, saved by the bell. So in the end, that's what we're going to be building, and our goal is to launch some Hershey Kisses from it across the room. So it is built out of balsa wood, so it's not super durable. Let's see, what do we have left? We have, do the downward camera. What do you call it? The special cam?
Call it the special cam. Why not?
I'll put it over there. Okay. What we have left, we're in the process of doing the ballast box, and we have the counterweight. And this counterweight helps the whole thing slow down. So this is the part we're going to focus on today. At that point, I have to add some ribs, and we have to finish the beam, the throwing beam, and we'll be really close. So I'm hoping to make, excuse me, there it goes again, some good progress today. So anyway, let me get over here, get started. What kind of studio do you run, Justin?
Yeah, that kind.
That kind. All right, so this is where we are on the ballast box. I have some scissors. These are some weird scissors. You can get a hobbyist scissors, but they come from a long time ago. And as you'll see, there's a there it is, like that. And what that does is sort of help me hit the angle I need to.
Off camera.
And we're just going to go along and snip like that.
I can't help but think those scissors were for something else.
Yeah, it looks like they're for sewing or something.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
right.
Zach can
Probably.
help us out.
Yeah, sewing.
I mean, this is the kind of stuff when you see it at the cloth shop, I'm sure they could be for sewing,
Is that for when you need to cut your cloth across the room?
I guess.
Oh, you reach all the way across.
Oh, yeah. You know, I have been kicked out of a fabric shop because I couldn't, I guess I
Did
was
you
like...
ever tell people this story? Because if you didn't, you need to.
Okay, it's real simple. It's ReaperCon, one of the early ReaperCons. I've been tasked to go up to the fabric shop and get various kinds of fabric with a texture that we can cut up to represent, and I don't know whose game it was or what was going on. It was just I had to go do this. And it was to cut, to represent areas of trees and areas of hills and stuff like that. So you're looking for sort of a yellow-brown fabric with some sort of a pattern in it, and the same with the green, that kind of stuff. So we go up there, and because it's ReaperCon, everybody's just, all the pressure and all of the tension and stuff like that. So I go in there, and I've got these two ladies that one's obviously doing the cutting, and the other's doing the talking, and the talker is the customer. And the cutting lady just won't let it go. I mean, even though I'm standing there, and I'm standing there, and I'm there, and I'm there, and I'm there, and I'm like, any time now. And it dawns on me, I go, oh, well, there's a station right here to the left. Now I've had time to examine it, watch how she did it, and this, that, and the other. I just threw my bolt cloth right up there on the table, flunked it out like she did, got them scissors, ran it down the line, and it was a riot. I mean, that lady came over here, and not that lady, another lady came over and told me right off the bat, says, sir, you're going to have to leave the store, blah, 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 grab the cloth. She goes, you're going to pay for every inch you cut off. And I said, good, because that's what I'm here to do, and I got enough cut off for what I want. So I think we're on the same sheet of music. And I got up there to check out, and they measured it and remeasured it, and I was like, come on, this isn't a first down play here. And so they charged me literally for every inch of it and asked me not to come back. I said, you got it. I don't want to have to be tasked with this job again. So that's that story, for what it's worth.
Somebody asked, I saw it in chat just a second ago, did you figure out what to use as ballast?
The kitty litter came up as an idea. That was one. I don't know that it's going to be heavy enough. It might be. We'll have to play with it. The sand is a good idea because I can use small amounts and it'll be heavy. We won't be using metal. Somebody had talked about putting lead, pouring it in there, ingots, things like that. The metal would work in theory if I had it in a bunch of little pellets, because I'm going to have to be able to adjust the ballast to get the throw right. If it's too strong, it slings way too fast, causes this to rock, and sometimes the sling doesn't open. And if it's too slow, well, then it just sits there like a wet noodle and looks at you.
Fishing weights.
Fishing weights could work if you can buy those, or
aquarium
cast bullets. Oh, I know. Now that you're thinking that, I used to shoot black powder. I've got a box of 50 caliber little black powder balls. That's a good idea there. I could go get that. That could also work.
Yeah.
Here we are again with the pea gravel.
Yeah, pea gravel. Coffee Nerdery Beer, congratulations. I saw that you won on Monday. You won yesterday. Josh gave away 5 of his patrons. 5 of the $5 tier patrons, which was very nice of him.
Oh, good.
That's very cool. I hope you guys enjoy it.
I've been spending all my time in the paint department. I haven't seen much. We had a perfect storm. Audrey, the automatic machine, decided it was going to have a moment. And at the same time, the analog machine, the Hydra, whatever I don't know what it's called, it also had a moment. So that literally I left there, came up here to do the show, and then when I'm done, I'll be back down there. I left it in a state for them they should be able to start painting. So now, as you can see, we added all these boards, and we've got this part here. We trimmed it all off, and so now I'm going to take just a coarse sanding stick, and I'm just pulling it in. Now, I'm also going to sand in this direction. Going this way, I'm liable to pop them off because they're just only held on with glue. We'll add pinheads and stuff later for when we get to the decoration part. I've been looking around and scrounging. I found some skulls, some animal skulls, things like this we might want to attach to it.
Oh, yeah. We have all kinds of stuff like that around here.
Yeah, because again, this is a very, very, to any medieval lord or even any fantasy lord, a trebuchet is no easy expense. So I'm sure you're going to want to bling it out for the enemy. Make sure they know who's the one that came along and leveled the castle.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
It's like if it's your own allied trebuchet, like if it's the wrong color. Is that why they wear more tabards and stuff on the battlefield? So
on the battlefield, yeah, you always marked your house, your colors, things like that, because they had to see and identify you from a great distance, with usually very crude optics in medieval times and even in Napoleonic times. That's why they have all of these really marching band kind of uniform look, is they need to be able to look across the field and say, okay, that's, guard, grenadier, whatever it is, flanker, and whose side they were on. That's how you identify the enemy then.
Is that actually true, Corsair? Because that actually is, that'd be cool.
What?
They're telling us that the Tamiya rattle can, ultra flat, the primer will work on the original Bone series.
Oh, I'll have to go look at that. Today,
we'll have to
rattle
test it.
can, ultra flat primer. I have some
why
down
would you
there.
use primer on regular bones? Just kidding.
Well, okay, honestly, I do it to shift the color.
I'm just joking.
Because I like to, depending on what I'm going to paint and how I'm going to paint it, I like to paint from black or white or gray or a combination thereof.
And we've always 100% said it's completely a preference.
It is. It's a preference.
That's what
there are a ton of videos on there of people going, well, they say this, let's see, and then they use whatever paint, and it works. It's hard to get back off once it's dry. The only paint we found, and this is no slight, is that wouldn't work on it was some early GW stuff from a while back. I haven't tried any of their latest mix. But
that's what Josh was talking about yesterday, why he does why he does his type of priming. It just helps him paint faster. Like I said, it's all preference. It's all what you like to do.
Okay. So now what we're going to do here is the same thing as before we did last time real quick. What I'm going to do, this box is set up to where there'll be boards that come up the side, a little bit of board here, and then there'll be boards at the top here on this part. And I don't know if this has one on the top or not. Yeah, this shows, I think it does. But anyway, but you have hatches here to be able to load and adjust ballast. In theory, it'll come open. I don't know if we're going to make it an openable hatch. It's just going to be where we're going to do our pouring and exiting until afterwards. All right. So anyway, I just marked an X, or a spot, and we need to cut a bunch of these off that length.
I see that a lot too there, Coffee Nerdery. A lot of people suggest the Badger Primer. Everyone I've talked to about it really, really likes it.
When I was talking to Ken about that in the past, he wanted us to buy the primer from him and just rebottle it.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, dude, you're already known for it. I would rather just leave it, and I think that's what we'll be doing.
To increase
is getting some of the styrese and just leaving it in there as Badger.
Are you suggesting we're going to sell a kit?
No, that's a whole different discussion, but yeah, that's also in there.
You guys heard it here first.
Yeah, Paladin 65.
Super secret leaks.
Yeah, we also, I mean, we already announced that we're doing the Badger Reaper
Airbrush.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, as a kit.
No, there'll have to be a kit for it as it goes out, but I do think that we are going to have to seriously look at, and notice I'm being very non-committal, but talking in a very affirmative way, an airbrush color line.
We have said in the beginning, and
Thanks,
we will reiterate, too, that nothing is actually official that comes from this channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that's really official comes from the website or
Socials,
other
or
socials.
whatever
yeah.
when they say it's official.
Yes.
But I mean, it only makes logical sense that we are going to do that.
Also, thank you for the sub there, Malin.
Yeah, thanks, Melon.
By the way, today's sub giveaway, we need 45 subs, and it's thanks, Trash.
So every 5 subs, hold on, before Ed goes down this rabbit hole, every 5 subs, we're going to give away a Christmas baggie again. The Christmas baggie should be on your left there to show off, Ed.
It's
somewhere.
just one Christmas baggie.
One Christmas baggie per 5 subs. 45 subs maxes out all of the Christmas baggies.
And these
we
are the
have
ones
left.
we left.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Correct. We have
So
9
45
total.
subs would get rid of them all.
Yeah, we only have 9 of these left.
None of these left.
So every 5 subs, we're getting one away.
And it's got, for those that didn't know, we found these in the warehouse. For those that have just seen this for the first time, there's a random figure in there. There's 2 bottles of paint, and then there's this one here has Santa Claus, and then there's a couple of Bonsylvanians and candy. It was what we handed out at Christmas. We turned it off, thought we were out, and then when they were rearranging to go into November, they found a box of them.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. We actually have 5 subs as of Malin sub, so that activates the giveaway. Let me go ahead and turn it on. Do not hit hashtag free yet. Hold on.
Are you still running the monthly sub giveaway for the top 150 minis?
No, because we are still 500 subs away from that being activated.
So I think we're reevaluating everything. Hey, Mini Painting Studios here.
Okay.
I think I also Painting Big. Isn't that Ann? I believe Ann's in chat.
Oh, okay. I
Painting
told her
Big.
right
That's the
before
name
when I
of
was
her
down there in the
Patreon.
paint department on
that
the way
is
up.
in.
She has her puppy in with her, and I told Kiri to tune in. Kiri fell yesterday or the other day on the ice and snow, or slipped, and so she wasn't jumping around, but she seems to get back. She's back in the course today.
Thanks, Kuro Neko, for the Twitch Prime. Also, if anybody who is new and doesn't know about Twitch Prime, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link it to your Twitch account, and you'll get 1 free sub a month. It doesn't renew, so you have to auto-renew it, and you can use it wherever you want. Preferably, it helps the channel if you use it for us. Thanks, Zoljita, for the sub.
Now, what I've done here, in case you're watching, I was probably doing it over here off the camera, I'm not paying attention, is I just squared off these 2 sides so that I can now deck them with the planks.
Oh, thank you, Trash Rom. Oh, he gifted a sub to Ann.
To Ann.
Apparently, we have a level 1 hype train going somehow.
Level 1 hype train.
I wonder how high we can actually get that at some point.
Yeah, I saw it during the fundraiser for Prevent Cancer Foundation for Awesome Games Done Quick.
Yeah,
I can't remember how high they got. They got really high on the hype train.
Also, too, last week we gave it a punch, but it was later in the week, was Victoria Miniatures is doing a...
Yes.
For,
I got it right here.
You've got stuff? It's for South Australians, RSPCA.
Bam. There
we go.
Yeah.
Bam.
I put the link in chat.
I got an update
Even
today
better.
from it. I backed it. And she's raised over $10,000 US for
Yeah.
it. And for those that are asking, we have one that we should unveil here in the next day or so as well.
Yes.
To be able to get more people involved. Anything we can do to help. I think everybody on the planet saw, or if they didn't, they needed to, that poor koala drinking from the firefighter's bottle of water. That was like a video worth a million words.
Thank you
I
for
checked-
the bits, Sig. Sorry.
Oh, thanks, Sigwolf. Sigwolf. Last I checked, the masters were being made and everything, and I should have the molds done as soon as they're done. And we'll put a flyer out for all that stuff as well.
So,
Soon.
What are you trying to say,
Soon.
Max? That if we let this hype train drop, we're not a strong community?
Speaking of community, there's a lot of stuff going on. We have some pictures to show later of some terrain that people have made.
well, you can do it now. I mean, I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, I mean, we have a few. Justin has a few lined up, but I just wanted to say thank you for sharing all your terrain and stuff on Twitter and the Reddit and Instagram and stuff like that, Facebook. I also got a bunch of stuff from the forums. I'm over on the forums in the terrain section, so there's a post there if you want to go share your pictures or anything like that. But if you don't follow us on Twitter or anything like that, there's a bunch of banners down below of this video if you're on your PC to go click on them, to go follow us. But I got a lot of pictures from socials of people's terrain that I posted this morning.
You were showing me some of them just now. There's some pretty incredible stuff out there that people have built or want to build.
Oh, thanks, Melon.
Yes, thank you, Melon.
I do think, though, that does bring up, there's absolutely no reason that we can't do this on a larger scale, like a whole table. Like, see, I used to go to the shows, Origins, Gen Con, whatever, and we would build a sand table there on the site and then play on a sand table, which is, they are incredible looking, and people have always heard of them, and I just finally, one day, sat down and figured out how to do it with a lot of trial and error.
I actually built a trebuchet in high school.
Did you really?
I did. It could hurl shoes and stuff like that. It was, it came up to, the swing arm was about up to as tall as I am.
And all it could hold was the shoes?
No, I'm saying
just...
it could fling shoes. Like, we flung shoes with it. I actually built it as a part of my second semester in English in order to pass English class.
Oh, wow.
My senior year. Because I didn't write the 15-page essay in the first semester we were all supposed to write.
I think you and I went together. I've been guilty of the same thing.
I was like, hey, can I just build this trebuchet and make it work? And she's like, yeah, if you want to actually do that.
As long as you don't bother me.
And it worked perfectly.
Okay, now, at this point, we're going to let this dry. And I'm going to start the rudimentary construction. Because this one, to be quite honest with you, I haven't thought it through yet. And that's the counterweight. Now, what the counterweight does, so we understand, is you've got this whole thing in motion. I'll do it like this. Is coming down, and it's going to do this, and it slings the payload. At that point, if it doesn't have this counterweight on the front, it'll sit here and just keep rocking all the way down, okay? Well, they want to be able to reload it fast, et cetera, et cetera. So by putting this, and I don't know what the technical name of it is, because it sticks out and it's odd over to the front, when it comes down, it wants to cancel that swing because it's not a balanced load at that point. And so in turn, it will slow the rock down pretty fast in that rocking motion. So anyway, we just call it a counterweight. I'm going to look at this picture and see if I can get a better understanding of it. And as we can see here, it just looks like it's some extensions that they hung, I don't know, big rocks on. I don't know. So anyway, we'll do that, and it's really a function at this point, the articulation of the beam and the transfer. So to do this, before we get really that far into it, what we need to do here is pull our axle out. I need to start saving all these pieces before they get...
Also, Malin, that's really cool that your son is going over there to fight the wildfires and the bushfires. Yeah.
Wow.
Tell him or her, I don't know, to be very safe.
Yeah, there's I read an article the other day. There's already a whole group of Colorado firefighters that just went down there. They've got a lot. It is quite the mess.
He used to work oil rig safety over there for about 5 years.
Ah, okay. Well then. That's really cool. It really is.
That's
so
awesome.
In the last show, since I know I'm not using a ruler here, we messed up, and that shouldn't shock anybody. Our throwing beam ended up being too short. So I chose to lengthen it rather than build a new one out of just laziness, I guess. I don't know. Seemed like it would be the...
Dave came in the chat and said, is he done yet? And Trasharama said, the French made real ones faster than this.
That's true. Well, they would be constructed and then rolled in off-site. I do think it is about 2 days to assemble one, so I remember reading that somewhere. Yes, the siege would be over, and they would have run out and killed us all by now.
That's not entirely inaccurate, I think.
All right. So now what we've got to do is determine our beam length again, our correct beam length. And that means we'll have to get a hole in there. And I think the correct beam length is... Oh, pick a number below that. There we go.
Is the smaller counterweight going to extend out far enough to collide with the side support beams? Looks like from the drawings that is its function.
No, it doesn't. It swings.
Okay.
That crashing into that would have broke it after 1 or 2 shots easy. No, it's just designed to sit there and rock it down is its function. But it also adds additional weight out there. Because there's, again, another math formula. The farther I extend it out, hang the weight on it, the more force it'll project. So it serves two purposes in as much as getting this thing up to speed real fast.
Nice.
Let's see here. We'll put this one back in just to see where we are.
Justin, do you want to show off a picture or a video of terrain?
We can show off some
Yeah,
pictures
show
and
up
talk
some of
about
that
that
because I'm
while
going to have to
he's
find this real quick.
while he's doing his thing there. Just keep it on cam, Ed, please. Also, real quick, Trexmar. No, you just have to write the email, and then when you get a reply or get the goods, you get the goods. There's no follow up.
Yeah. And if once you get your stuff, make sure to take pictures of it and tag us on socials.
Actually, yeah, that'd be.
I've
great.
seen a lot of people tagging us and saying thank you for the gifts and the giveaways and things like that. So I'll retweet it and all that stuff as well. So.
All right, the first picture we have here, John, is from Adam Lindsay on Facebook.
Okay.
And this is Dragons Don't Share Rearranged.
Oh yeah, I saw this. Especially with all the Dragons Don't Talk stuff that's been going up on our Facebook. I saw this. Somebody posted this on Twitter or on Facebook. Sorry. Which I thought was really cool. Whenever we designed the Dragons Don't Share, there was like 4 or 5 pieces that all interlocked together. But what they've done here is they kind of rearranged them all into different sections and redid everything. So I thought that was very cool. Especially
So
how
it is
all
it's
painted.
those pieces just maneuvered and sort of modified into a different.
Yeah.
That's a really neat
And
idea.
it's a part of a whole nother kind of diorama, like ruins, not just necessarily the dragon and all that stuff. So that's partly what I think we're doing in the current Kickstarter with all the encounters. I think the encounters are going to be designed to have terrain in them so you can use them for whatever you want.
All right, real quick before we actually proceed forward, we're at 9 subs. One more sub, we'll have 2 baggies to give away. Like John said earlier, don't forget Twitch Prime subs. You have to manually redo them. I know it sucks, but it's important. But anyway, so every 5 subs we're giving away, we're going to do a Christmas baggie to a maximum of 45.
Yes.
So that's mainly aimed at you, Jacob. Don't go crazy. But with that being said, let's go to the next picture.
Yeah.
Which is, oh man, I don't want to mess up these people's names.
Oh yeah, some of them are weird.
This is Mr. Hall. I actually don't even know it's a Mr. I have no idea.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Is it Alistair?
Oh yeah.
Alistair?
Alistair? Where are you looking? Oh,
Alistair? Maybe it's Alistair, spelled differently. Alistair Hall. This is Facebook. And I don't know what it actually is. It just has the.
Oh, it's just sort of
just,
that's cool.
It's a
like
modular ruin.
it looks like it's used in Hearst Craft, or Hearst Arts, the stuff maybe some of that. There is a styrofoam though, that it's a memory foam that you can lay out a wall and very easily just go along using tools or whatever and sculpt your thing in there, and it has no memory.
Yeah.
So it doesn't try and push
Come
back
back
like styrofoam would.
Yep.
And I've used it before, and you can use it to grade it. And then what you'll do is after you've done that, because it's so soft, then I use a
can
water
paint
and glue. No, use some white glue and water, and then paint that on a real thin layer of that, and that gives it sort of a hard shell. After that's dry, then you can paint and weather and detail.
Yeah.
And when you're doing that part, I found too, if you add a little silt into it, it's anyway.
Yeah, I've seen
that's
a lot
a
of
good
people-
idea. I hadn't done that stuff in years.
I've seen a lot of people using Mod Podge on the outside to make it harder, so the styrofoam isn't as hard, so it's a lot harder.
And I'm not familiar with that. That would be something good to find out.
Oh, Mod Podge, yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
my significant other uses Mod Podge like crazy for candle transfers and stuff.
Oh yeah. It's a big hobby thing.
It is. Its uses are innumerable. No.
Immeasurable.
Innumerable.
Innumerable, immeasurable. Any of
Immeasurable?
the N words would work, I guess.
Numerable.
Numerous.
Without count.
There you go.
It's the number of uses is without count.
So yeah, I see.
How
what
about
you're
just
saying.
a mega buttload of uses?
A mega buttload to quit
Yeah.
Ed.
I watched a guy in the Europe. He has a YouTube channel in the Europe. He has a YouTube channel.
The whole Europe.
And the foam that you're talking about, he uses pencils and stuff to press into
the foam,
the
yeah.
stonework. And then you can Mod Podge it to make it hard, and then prime it, paint it, do a little stone wash. So I know a lot of people make modular stuff, like we've been talking about, Black Magic Craft. Yeah, he's the pioneer of the Mod Podge plus black paint. Yep, that's
I'll
where I
have
got
to-
that.
I'll
That's
have
how
to
I
look
know
that
about
up.
Mod Podge, is from Black Magic Craft.
I know I got a lot of my ideas when I went out to, used to go to Hollywood and have a friend out there, Greg Ginn. And I would go, he built the models for Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's what he got his Oscar for. and he built tons of Star Trek, just tons of stuff. And we'd just go out there and hang out in his shop, whatever project he was working on, and you just learned. I just soaked it all up. Just cool little ideas and stuff.
Ow.
By the way,
I'm sorry, everybody that hurt your ears.
I'm sorry, everyone that heard
What'd
that
you do?
saw.
That saw on that metal.
Makes a pretty awful noise when it saws.
Oh,
from the
really?
blade.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh no.
No.
I'll mute the mic. It's fine.
Yeah, Copperhand says, I made over 400 dungeon tiles after watching a couple of Black Magic Craft episodes. Yeah, I know. I've seen a lot of his stuff, and that's where a lot of people get their stuff.
All right, ready for another picture?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So the last 3 pictures we have here
Oh,
are actually
yeah.
all from the same person, and they're from the great Nightheart Gaming, Ann Wilson. And this is Ann, as in associated with Ann and Frank, with Nightheart Gaming, the awesome people that are the runners of Nightheart Gaming,
What does Max Power say?
leaders essentially. And I think this is terrain from their show, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Those almost look like miniature building authority buildings, but I don't recognize them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I like that.
But that's cool. I like the whole garden, and we've shown,
The crops.
it looks like the perfect house on an adventure that you're going to get you killed when you go inside.
Yeah, or like maybe you're walking out of a forest and you come into a field and this is what you see.
Yeah.
Like a little farmhouse.
Don't worry,
Like
Max
the
Powers.
gazebo, and we set it on fire.
He ignores me regularly. It's fine.
Yeah, I like these. This was on Facebook. She posted this on the Facebook page. So this one's really cool. Especially you can see how like they have their setup in the background with their microphone and the green screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So these are all from Nightheart. This is like a gravel path. It looks like it's maybe to the left of the last picture.
The tag says flower bed.
Flower bed, yeah. I
Yeah.
kind of did some weeds, or it looks like a dirt gravel path that leads up to the farmhouse. What are the things on the right? You think? I can't really see it from here.
The
guess
The
it's
gray,
sort
the
of
gray
like-
looking stuff.
the gray
Looks like
looking
just
stuff.
rows of vegetation, cabbage. I don't know.
Well,
Mountain dirt, maybe?
if Frank or Ann is in chat, actually, I don't know if they
I don't know if they are.
No, it's probably something that grows above ground. And just because it looks like it's in a very symmetrical
Yeah.
shape, not a
Like-
random
like
organic.
Like a line. Like
Yeah.
how you do your crops, yeah.
So it'd be some sort of a crop.
All right, next one.
Yeah, this should be the last picture from Nightheart Gaming.
Yep.
Oh,
And
yeah.
This is the riverbed.
Yeah, I've seen
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people do stuff like this. I actually watched a couple of videos on kind of how to do it. There's all kinds of different techniques that you want to do. A lot of people use like toothpicks. So whenever you pour the resin in, the clear resin, while it's curing, you can kind of obscure it. Once it starts to get a lot harder, you can kind of move it around to make it look like it's sloshing and waving.
Oh, yeah.
To give it some foam patterns. A lot of people paint on the bottom half of it. So
Yeah.
like you see how it has that dark middle line, and on the edge it has the light lines. So they paint underneath it. So when it comes through, it
So
looks
they're
like the
using like a
bottom of
clear
river.
silicone would be one of what
Yeah,
you...
like a clear resin.
Okay.
A lot of people use the new resin that's come out recently, where you can use
it
a black light
flexible?
on it.
Is it flexible?
Yeah, a lot of people use it for waterfalls
Yeah.
or spell effects. Like if you're kind of like making a water strain or something like that, that's a good way to do it. But I've seen a lot of people paint underneath it to kind of give it that.
To give it the effect through, yeah.
To make it look like it's deep and like a river.
No, you can do, when I did a couple architectural models a Gene years ago. Yes, sir.
Oh,
And,
and it looks like. Oh yeah, keep going.
Anyway, and then what I found were I had to have a small pool in the middle of this hotel lobby, and what I found is a ceiling light tile like you'd put in a ceiling that had sort of these bubbles to it, and I did the same thing. I turned it upside down, put the rough side down, and then painted a translucent blue on it and all of that, and it ended up looking just like a sort of placid pool with a little wind blowing it and that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. I love stuff like this. But Nightheart Gaming, we'll have to talk to them a little bit more. But it looks like this stuff is modular. Like you see the road there, the river.
Yeah,
It looks like it's built
It
separately.
is. That's what I'm
You
saying.
just
I've
move
seen
it.
them, and then just pick it up and go, and then next table you move. Or as you're going down the river, you just keep that moving.
Oh yeah, good idea. It's a great idea. So it's very good. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So Justin, can you show the video? Yes. So Ron's in here talking to Ed, so I'll keep talking with you guys. We're doing some business stuff.
I'll go ahead and just mute Ed's mic so that we can
Yeah. go
talk
ahead.
here. All right, so this video was submitted on Twitter, you said?
Yes, this was from Twitter.
It does not tell me the guy's name.
Oh, I can find it for you. but I'll find his name. So yeah, I wanted to
that's
show.
neat.
Wanted to
I
show.
like when they lit that. It looks like it's coming down it. Yeah.
Yeah, this one, especially like when he turns it around here. He said it took him a long time. He says this piece was a lot of work. The base is all handmade and houses the power supplies and controllers for the LEDs and the EL panels. He says.
Yeah.
The very front side of this, though, once the video replays, is super exciting. Once he flips it back around, I think he goes all the way back around, but you want to watch the front of it.
Oh yeah, no, that's neat.
It's just like the other one that we saw.
Yeah.
But yeah, Disco Portal. Wait until you guys see the front if you guys missed it. Yeah, here it is. So it looks like it's going into like an enchanted.
Oh yeah,
like,
so you're
land.
getting there. You get to pick where you're gonna. In theory,
Yeah.
yeah.
That'd be cool if you had like a wizard's tower that had maybe like five of these that all had different images.
You get to choose your own fate.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. That one's exciting.
It's just amazing what people have done.
Yeah, every party needs to experience a portal like that. M. Markey says in chat. I agree. That's pretty exciting. That one's really cool. Somebody on Twitter also tagged another portal, which I'll save and get for later. We can show it off at a later date. So that's a good point to kind of plug our socials. If you guys have any terrain that you guys have built, or if you have your favorite terrain that you've seen, make sure to tag us or add us and all that stuff on all the socials and make sure we see it.
By the way, that's I believe that's I'm K Markey. And I
Oh,
said that because I think
sorry.
they've sent me an email before.
Oh, you're right. I'm K Markey. Thanks, K Markey. Also, the guy who made the portal, his name is John Furhelm. Set Zeztuki on Twitter. At Zeztuki. So.
I wonder where he is. Probably. I don't know.
Furhelm? Is that what you're asking? His
No,
last name?
his last name. Where is he from?
Furhelm.
I don't know.
Let me click on his profile. He's from the United States.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
And that's all I know.
Yeah. So yeah, he was gracious enough to send us the video so we could use it. I asked him permission and all that stuff, and because I thought it was very cool.
Oh, it is. No, that was definitely neat.
I have a
Maybe
bunch
we'll
of
actually get to do stuff like that. That's really cool. Maybe we'll get finished with this.
This is very cool.
All right, real quick, Ed, why don't you update us on what you've done and what you're doing?
Okay. What I did is shortened this beam by that much. We took that off. Really what I had to extend by was this much. So anyway, we shortened it. I'm now rounding it off. It has, as you can see here, this one has a nice rounded image. That one I really can't tell. I'll give it a little bit more of a rounding to it than just the pokes, but that's really all we're doing right now. And then the next step of this will be to actually build or to start to construct and get the spacing set up for this beam, because this piece here rides on this as well as that does. So that'll be pretty much what we'll be doing here in the next few minutes. And I'd like to get, it's already 5:30, I would like to get up into this area before we go.
It's 3:30.
Or is it 3:30? Oh yeah.
If it's 5:30, Ed,
Look,
holy
I
crap.
haven't wound this watch in years. So,
Did you just get it?
yeah.
Oh, no, that was Dave. Dave just got a
Dave
watch.
just got one. Yeah. So anyway, I get lost in this and lost in the wine. That was some really cool stuff. Everybody else send their stuff in. That is some really neat junk.
I have a bunch of stuff that I'm saving on my laptop, so if you guys want to send us stuff, find us on the forums, everywhere. We're pretty much everywhere. So
We used to have a lot of cool stuff here. Well, we did. But the thing is dragging it around to shows for a year, maybe two, there's just nothing left of it.
Ooh.
Yes, Corsair, I did. Thank you for asking.
Speaking of terrain, I just got an exciting email from C. Notbush.
Ooh, yeah, I told him to email us, actually. His updated stuff. I told him to email us the finished videos and pictures of the Hobbit diorama.
Oh, that one, yes.
Did you get a different one?
No, I'm talking to him about something for the show.
Oh.
So
what do we
that's
got?
exciting. Maybe
Which show?
in anything, just put on the table.
Oh, okay.
As like a mascot
All
or
right.
something.
Show me with your hands again what I can. Yeah. Okay.
What's our company name?
He's pantomiming.
Oh, Reaper?
It's a
Oh,
Reaper.
okay. Oh,
Big
okay.
scythe, maybe.
Okay.
We can talk about posing.
Do you have actual progress pictures?
No, I'm just talking to him about the
okay.
process and what to do.
That's
That was
cool.
a trick question.
That
There's
is
a lot
cool.
of companies here.
So if you're in chat, I just got your email. I don't think he's streaming right now. Normally, he's one of my favorite streamers to watch. By the way,
He's really cool. He's a cool dude.
he's awesome.
He rated us earlier actually for Ann's show.
Oh, cool, dude. CNOT's amazing.
And does not look like he. Yeah, yes, he's in chat. There he is.
Oh, really?
I can see. Yeah, he's in chat.
Oh, he is. Oh, thanks, CNOT.
He
might be
he's
like
lurking.
taking a nap.
He's lurking. Yeah.
Yeah, he might have his laptop up or whatever. But CNOT, yeah, I'll get back to you, CNOT. That's super exciting. Awesome. Do we want to update anybody on the Discord?
The thing that let's get it a little more fleshed out.
All right.
We do have, though, this is the week that we changed the schedule up a little bit, and we are having our Bones 5 update on Friday.
That is correct. It'll be me and Ron on Friday, and Ed and
the
Dave
switch
on Thursday
around.
night.
The switch around.
So
Okay.
it's the same update, both shows, as far as the information provided.
Yes.
So if you want to see the headlines early, hit the Thursday night show. If you actually want questions answered, hit the Friday show. Because that was just what sort of led to this, is every time I'd be listening to John and Dave, it was always, well, I don't know, so-and-so, you're going to have to ask Ron. That's a Ron. So now we're going to have Ron on there, and that will helpfully assuage some of that. So they have got 2 chances.
It'll help a lot.
Because now it'll be our job to keep, well, I don't know, you'll have to ask Ron tomorrow.
That's right. Come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't that cross promotion.
Coffee. We need a doggy first, and then we could put it on camera.
Somebody that took a tour somebody that came to the Reaper Factory the other day saw Millie, and they tagged her on Twitter. So Millie's becoming a popular
famous.
person.
Yeah.
So what are we working on right now? I see you trimming down. You're trimming
This
down.
all
the
we're
boxes.
doing is just trimming down this side part here. I don't want it in my way when we start cutting and mounting the other stuff. Not going to do this top part till after we have everything else done, because I really don't know where to put the boards. Okay. But this will allow us all of the. What happened was I got ahead of myself, and I didn't attach everything, and I didn't when I was checking tolerances. Now it's all attached, so now we'll know.
Okay.
And we'll get this done, and then we're going to start with the crossbeam.
How well does this glue hold this balsa wood?
Very good, very good. Now I just went to the store and got this. I guess there we go, Gorilla. But I use actually wood glue as opposed to Elmer's white glue. I believe it dries a lot faster, and it's a slight difference. You can tell the difference. It's not going to be that pure milky white that Elmer's glue is, and I do like it better all around. I use it. That's just pretty much my go-to water glue, and. But I do think, I just glued these on just a few minutes ago. They're pretty much dry. They're ready to go. I didn't have to pin them. They're going to stick on there. So,
it looks good. I like that you can get these really straight angles. Like, I'm sitting next to you and I can see it. I'm also looking at the camera. I like the angles that it's making.
There's some tricks. When we were building this box, there's a couple of tricks to it, how you match the 2 sides up. You cut them both, but then they're not going to match unless you're actually drawing it all out and using tools to measure. And then there's just tricks I'd figured out through the years. Maybe that's how they built pyramids, and they got them all to be the same side. So they just built 2 pyramids and matched them up.
Glenn Harris says, the balsa wood will probably give before the glue does if it's under stress. So,
yeah, definitely.
The joint will never come apart. The wood will
But that's also true for a lot of stuff. When I was in wood shop years ago, that's what the teacher told us. You need to take pine and glue it together, that the glue joint, if done correctly, the glue joint's stronger than the wood itself.
Is it easy to file down?
This stuff is very easy.
Everyone enjoy this wood filing ASMR.
ASMR, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why I like the balsa wood. It's light, it's easy, I can move, and I can keep going real fast. It's like using plaster struck in wood, as opposed to basswood is, it's not a super hard wood, it just revolves. You've got to cut, measure, it's more of a precise material to have to work with. So this is sort of what I decided is something around that length there is what we're going for. And I have a side beam. I have 2 side beams. We have various widths.
Hey, it wouldn't even be the worst, Trasharama. I think that peanut butter jar is like still streaming.
Yeah, it is.
And there's like still a number of people just watching a peanut butter jar just sit there.
I check the art section on Twitch all the time, and it's always in like the top 10, top 20.
That is wacky to me.
People are, did I tell the story about when I was running the county show? I guess I haven't told that story. Okay. So we're in this small town. We have a satellite accounting office in this really small town in West Texas. So we have to go out, drive out there, and spend time there. And while I was out there, I'm going to keep working while I talk.
That's fair.
This view is a little bit better, though.
If you got big stuff, then it's fine.
Okay. So what happens is while we're out there, get involved in some of the civic activities. So the Texas Sesquicentennial was coming up. And so I got involved with them, and next thing I knew, I became the chairman of the thing. And one of the things I was tasked with was there was going to be a fall festival. And in this fall festival, did it make that noise again?
Yes.
Because if it did, it's this green thing, not the aluminum. That's what made that noise.
Okay.
I wasn't in the aluminum.
I think it's the saw on the basil wood or balsa wood.
Okay, so anyway, I'm now going to be the chairman. And one of the things I'm tasked with, we're doing Texas's 150th birthday, I believe is what it is, for sesquicentennial, is this fall festival. And I've got to come up with just all sorts of stuff, right? It's a festival. I got to plan all this junk out. So Dave and I would be sitting on the porch of this house that we had there in the town that you'd stay. When you came to the town, that was the house you stayed in. And we were talking, and I'm coming up with this stuff. Well, you know, naturally, now that was a squeal. I'm sorry, I heard that one, yeah. So what happens is there's some, generally like in anywhere, there's people you like, you don't like, or respect, whatever you want to put to it. It's type thing. So one of the activities I came up with was a jalapeno eating contest. And so I got to the restaurant, get a styrofoam cup, put up all these chopped jalapenos in there, and whoever ate their cup first wins, right? And it was a fundraiser, right? So I don't eat jalapenos. I don't know. So I go around town, and people that, you know, I'm maybe not really impressed with, those are the ones I choose. And because I sort of, you know, like, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do this. I felt sorry for them because when they were up on the stage, I didn't realize jalapenos were chewy. And these poor guys had to chew on this junk like 3 or 4 minutes before they could get it swallowed and stuff like that. Yeah, I was like, wow, that was harsh. But the other one, what made me think about what you were just saying, the peanut butter, is Dave and I were sitting there laughing, and I said, well, you know, we just need to come up with something like paint drying. Let's have a paint drying contest. And so we kept talking about it. I said, no, here's what we'll do is we're going to get a block of ice, and we're going to put it on a pallet because it's summertime. And then all you got to do to win the pot is just write the time that the last piece of ice drops down to the grass through the slats, whatever it does. The last piece leaves the pallet, you win. And we just giggled about it, and we were just like, all these people standing around watching. I said, well, no one's going to do it, but it gives us something to do that doesn't take anybody to run, so throw it out there. It had a huge crowd. I mean, there were just a bunch and they would just stand there, just keep watching it, waiting for that ice to melt, trying to figure it out. I mean, it was a really complicated thing. And it ended up being one of the more popular events, and it was just fill something that didn't involve somebody to run it. So it happens, people are that way. All right, we are here. I'm going to need a hole right here. This is what I'm going to suggest. Yeah.
You got any other things to tell us while we're at it? Anything else to add to it?
I don't know. It would be an AMA. I don't know.
Oh, okay. No stories from the same time?
Same time.
Yeah, ish in that area.
There was a lot. There's a lot I just can't tell.
Ah, okay.
This is back to the Reaper stories thing. The same conundrum there.
Hey everyone, let's see how long it takes for either one of them to notice.
Oh, Ed's old death stories.
Oh, did you get it up there? Oh, so one time I came into the shop and good Lord, not this story again, Ed. Yeah, that's Ron. He got cut off.
That's always trend. Cool.
All right, I'm going to cut back to the...
There was actually a couple of stories Dave was talking
I'm
about
not.
the other day.
No, I'm not.
That he wanted me to tell. Oh, there was a Star Wars one. Did anybody here play Star Wars Galaxies as an RPG? If so, I've got a story I'll tell. If not, I'm not
You're
gonna
saying
waste
that while
anybody.
digging in the tub. Are you looking for Star Wars Galaxies in the tub?
God, I wish I could find it in a tub. No, I'm looking for a drill bit.
All right.
All right, what are we doing with this drill bit?
Did anybody? No, I guess Lazoriel still plays time from time. Oh, then this is the Galaxies, not the Star Wars of the old, not the Old Republic. This is the first one. Solar, he did. Solar. Okay, Solar, I'll tell you the story. What server were you on, Solar? Do you remember?
Hey, Jacob Jansen.
I was on Bria. Marketing forced them to include, yeah, to the Jedi. All right, well, there's enough here, at least it'll appreciate it. Yeah, no, this isn't the Britney Spears story. This is a different one. And so what happens in this story, Dave just always got a giggle out of it. We're out, we're bored, and this is later in its evolution. They've come out with the new game engine, and at this point, they're really sort of messing the game up for everybody.
Here.
kind of thing. And it's dropped a lot of the old players and stuff like that. But anyway, they had this class called Commando. And a commando could actually drive on a bike, a motorcycle type thing, and drop mines as they were going along. So anyway, we all got, and then you had things called, I have to explain a few things. You had things called a guild war. So your guild could go to war with somebody else, which meant that that was what you were going to do, is anytime you saw that guild member, they were automatically red. And then you had, obviously, the rebels versus the Imperials. And we were all rebels. So what we did is we built a house. They came out with this idea where is every week for participation, you could run basically, I guess nowadays they'd be called, it was a combat update, yeah, that did ruin it. Like you would call dailies. If you play a game now and you go play dailies, this would be what they came up with. And so you had to run so many missions. And as you ran those missions, you got points or whatever, and you went up in rank. The highest rank being like a general or something like that. And at that point, you could really, they gave you some pretty little perks and stuff. So it was quite the incentive to do it. But more importantly, you had to put it out. You had to do it every week. So what we ran across the Imperials were doing, and the Rebels could just never get this organized, was they would do base slicing, which is basically attack a Rebel base, blow it up, build another one, attack it, and blow it up. And they put all of their characters would stand out in these fields all over this area, in mountains and all sort of junk like that. And they would sit out there and just be in bot mode, running a little macro. And so they would keep getting all these faction points to be able to get their update, their weekly, their daily in. Dailies and weeklies and stuff. So what we did was we went out there, built a house, we went out and we laid all these mines on our bikes for being the commando guys. And we just saturated the entire area, and then we went inside and became overt. And when we came overt, all of the mines activated, and it literally blew up every Imperial that was there. They were all dead. And of course, they started coming back, and this huge battle ensued. And I have to tell you this part, this is where it gets funny. We're inside of this fort, and we're defending it. And there's only about a dozen of us, and we're holding off a good chunk of them, 100 or something like that. But what killed Dave, brother Dave, was, and he just laughed to the point where he had stopped playing, is I would start yelling, everybody attack the fort. Attack the fort, go, 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 attack, attack, attack. And they'd all start running in there. And then we would lay waste to them all. And then, of course, when they would tell me, hey, it's getting a little tight down here, I'd say, everybody retreat, we got to regroup. And they'd all run back out. And even though everybody knew that I was on the enemy and I was saying all this in spatial, they just kept following the orders. So I just kept running them in, and then we would kill them. And then I'd say, oh, it's getting, got to get back out. And there were people there. It was just hilarious. And this went on, I don't know, for 20, 30 minutes, or probably 2 or 3 hours, I guess. So anyway, that was the Star Wars guy. So we killed all the Imperials on the server one night.
So espionage.
Espionage.
I see Nightheart Gaming just got here, and Jacob Jansen as well.
Yes, actually, Nightheart, good thing you hopped in because we showed off some of Ann's pictures.
Yeah, and I think we can show them off again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm off the camera.
I was about to
off
tell
the camera.
You. Yeah. So this is the river. If they're in chat, Nightheart, could you tell us what you used to make the water? And also, is it painted underneath, or did you add paint to the resin, or did you add pigment or colors to the resin? I'm pretty sure it's painted underneath, but I could be wrong. So this is some of their terrain that they use. If you guys don't know, Nightheart Gaming, they're in chat. If you want to go give them a follow, they play D&D. They do terrain building. They do all kinds of stuff. Frank and Ann over there.
As we found out earlier, or as we figured out earlier, this terrain they use in their show, right?
Yeah, when they're playing, yeah.
Yeah. So I know Ann posted it on the Facebook page that the comment that I made earlier. So that's awesome. Thanks for sharing it with us. My favorite thing about this, though, is how modular it is. They build it on all these little blocks and these long strips so they can move it around. And what Ed was saying earlier is that if they're going down the river, they can just kind of slide it. And they maybe have other sections to where the river is kind of windy and things like that to kind of mix up things like that. So, yeah, it's pretty great stuff, Nightheart.
So anyway, as you can see here, this is what we'll be using as our axle housing, our bushing. Anyway, that's in here. I just hand drilled it. The balsa wood allowed me to do that, so I just went straight through here. Now what I'm going to have to do is figure out how to connect these two, that part. But before I do that, I need to put a little bit of trim on this piece.
They said that it's all made on canvas, top of canvas.
Oh, that's cool. That's a neat idea.
River is painted on top of canvas, then clear silicone caulk on top.
Yeah, and you just mush it around and make what you want and then let it air dry. And then you can roll it up and, oh, that's brilliant.
They said making it on canvas makes it flexible.
Yeah.
So it can go over hills and other things. That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
You can make it a waterfall if you put it up high enough. But I guess it has that green stuff on the side. So maybe you can just make one long strip of just the river. That'd be pretty cool.
Also, a
Make it
reminder,
a path to ruin.
we're still 1 sub away from 10 subs.
10. How many total subs do we have now?
10.
Total, not just today. He means
Yeah,
total.
10.
No, I mean 10. Yeah.
10.
So far today.
Oh, today, 9.
No, total. 10.
Oh, 10
10.
total.
Okay. And how many did we need? 45?
10.
So every 5 subs that we get today, we'll be giving away a Christmas sampler. We have 9 to give away total. So right now we're up to one, right? And we need 1 more sub to be doing 2.
Correct.
Correct. So every 5, and we're at 9 right now, and we'll give away 1 Christmas sampler. Well, there's only 9 left in the building.
Okay.
So. And it'll be hashtag free. Is that correct, Justin?
Yes, hashtag free. In fact, if you just joined hashtag free, since it is open, make sure everyone gets that in.
Oh, this reminds me.
Somebody bit him.
Speaking of good terrain, I have to go find it on the Twitter. Somebody tagged me in it. Tagged us in it. And it was a cool thing that if you want to make leaves on a tree, they used oatmeal.
That would be good. That's a great idea.
They put oatmeal inside of a bunch of like glue and put green paint or pigment in it, and you mix it all around, and then you can make it into big
clumps that would look like
bushes or trees because the oatmeal shape looks like leaves.
Yeah.
So when it's green, it makes it look like there's a bunch of petals. And
which means you could
like
probably, I hadn't thought about it, you could probably even just sort of use a colored water to just stain the oatmeal and lay it on a paper towel, let it dry out, and then place them as individual kind of leaves and
fallen
growth.
leaves.
And
You can make them autumn. Like
there's
make them fallen leaves.
I don't have one, but I've had somebody was telling me too. They now have a paper punch that allows you to punch leaves out, but that would the oatmeal would give you all sorts of irregular shapes.
Yeah. It was very cool.
Thanks, you guys, for the gifted subs
Thanks,
there.
Ashley the Monk. Wait, Ashley the Monk. I believe that is PP Chuckle Pants on Reddit. He's one of our moderators on Reddit.
PP Chuckle Pants.
Every
PP
time.
Chuckle Pants.
Every time.
That's a good name, guy.
Hey, SolarVend. SolarVend is the person who just gifted a tier sub. I believe I have a picture that I sent you, Justin, of their terrain. We don't have to show it off right now, but I have it in my folder. I believe, SolarVend, you shared some of the terrain that you did today. Trasharama says, I use a ripped open tea bag for forest mulch and dirt.
Oh, that would work.
That is a good
that would
idea.
really be good. The shape of that, yeah.
Somebody else says, I use birch catkins for leaves.
Birch catkins?
Birch
I'm not familiar
catkins.
with
I don't know what that is. Nanashi. I might have to Google it right now.
Oh, anybody do it that way.
Birch catkins.
There you go, John.
Thanks. Hey, SolarVend. You just gifted a sub in chat. I saw your name and I recognized it because I saved it as SolarVend. I believe this was a 3D printed bridge that they had painted.
Oh, wow.
So I like that the shape, you
Yeah.
can move it around, all this modular stuff. Modular seems to be the flavor of the 2019,
Well,
19,
to be
20.
able to, continue to use it. Purpose built is just that. That's unless you run that same scenario over and over and over.
This looks like a very, I'm not going to say simple, but, dry brush, to bring out all the rock highlights and
I
everything
just
like
like
that.
the fact that the rocks look like they've been walked on. They're very weathered on their tops.
He did
there
say
you
it was 3D printed.
3D
Yeah.
printed, yes.
Yes.
On the Twitter. So there you go, SolarVend. I saw your name and I recognized it.
So what I did here is we're going to have to attach, and this is purely for trim. There's this reinforcement bar that runs down the side to hold everything in. So I want to make sure I just know where it is when we're doing the other stuff. So that's why we just attach those. Now what we have to do, and the beam's going to have to be a little weird. They all are. They're never going to be easy. It'll be up about this high.
So a catkin is a birch catkin is a type of plant that they have over in the UK. So they look like that.
Oh, like a cattail. Yeah.
They're also known as catkins. So there we go.
Okay. No aluminum scraping. Let's see if I can achieve that.
Oh, Jacob
no.
Jansen just shared some stuff of some of his terrain that he built. I'll save that, Jacob. We'll show it off at a later time, but I'm saving it right now. It looks like he has some caves, some kind of skull cave. Thanks, Jacob. Looks amazing.
Now what these are, now this particular joint that we're going to do here at the box, what I'm going to have to do is mate the width that we have that we're working with. I'll get this more under the camera. That width here with this right here. Okay, and I'm getting ready to have to drop this down. So it's going to have to be on both sides. Here, well, it's hard to do it like this side, as well as this side on the inside. And then I can have, you know, space accordingly from there. So,
It's awesome. Making progress.
yep, in spite of Michael.
You get ready to leave for the day. You guys anything else from me before you?
Nope.
How's it going? Just give me a thumbs up, down, or sideways, Emperor.
I would say we've had a successful day.
Good, good. And you're not in jail, so that even adds to it. So it's like bonus round.
Yep. No kids in the works, unlike Justin. So,
Yeah, I know. Ow, sorry.
We need to change something. I think it's scraping against the metal. I think
Yeah,
that's
it
what
is at the
It
metal.
builds character, guys. It builds character.
Christoph65, I believe you haven't missed much. We're building the, he started on the counterweight. He's still working on the ballast box. But also, I believe, Christoph, you have some stuff on the forums that you posted of terrain. I also have that saved, so we'll show that off later at a later date. But thanks for sharing. I recognize your name, so.
So, I'm going to have these in here, and I'm probably going to have to go a little thinner. I'm trying to do it where y'all can see it. Let me just do this. See if we can get it. I'll just build it and see if y'all can see it that way. Yeah. Okay. So if I go like this, it'll actually be too tight. So I'm going to have to go thinner. I need it to be free against the wall, but at the same time close to the wall. So let's see if we have anything thinner.
You just file it down, right?
I could cut it down and sand it, but anybody could do it that way. I was going to try and make it challenging. We could rip a board out of this if this is a different size.
Don't worry, guys. This might be available at ReaperCon. At this rate, it'll be built for ReaperCon.
No. Look, guys, I've only got a few more shows of this in me before I got to change to something else. Because Justin won't let me do it on off the clock or off the camera.
Correct.
Speaking of terrain, there was a guy on Twitter who was using old motor parts and old parts from machinery to create big towers, like towers look like they were steampunky, like ran by like a big motor. It was very, very cool. I have the pictures that we can show off later, but he like took some old cans, like you know, I can't think of it, but you know, like if you eat green beans or something like that, you can take the label off. You know, that silver and it has the ridges in it.
Ridges in it, yeah.
Well, you can prime that, paint it up to make it look like you can stack them on top of each other, make it look like a rusted silo. Things like that.
So the can?
What?
Are you using the can?
Yeah,
Yes,
using the
can.
can.
Okay. I thought you were referencing something else on the can.
No.
Sounds to me like you're just describing the can.
Yeah, that's so people understand what I'm talking about.
That shiny hunk of hard stuff that like you pour your beans out of, and
Yes.
yeah, that you can cut your.
But it
your
has those
mouth
Sounds
with.
like
ridges.
these somehow harmed you in their past.
I don't know
Is
what
that
he's talking
happened?
about.
Yeah, I don't trust
But
him.
the
I don't
grooves and
trust
everything,
him.
you can prime it and paint it to make it look all rusted and stuff like that. And you stack them on top of each other so it looks like a silo. But he's using all these extra parts, like, you know, when he's fixing an AC heater and he needs to replace the motor, he'll keep the motor to attach it, like, let's say, behind a castle. So it looks like the castle's like being generated by this huge
AC.
like this big steam punk looking thing. So that was
Here's
very
something
cool.
that I don't. If you'll have to visualize it. One time I was in a pinch, and we had to come up with a castle keep really, really fast. And I had a Sonic cup, a Route 44 Sonic, which would be any of the big gulpy kind of wherever your restaurant is, you know, kind of styrofoam cups. And what I figured out real quick is I could take two of those and cut one of them in half, and then take that cut half and put it on top of the other. And it made a little bit of a V shape, and then put a piece of poster board on top of the bottom of the other cup to support it, and then just use something to cut your merlins. And I was able to make towers in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah,
just
there's
a
a lot of
stupid
shortcuts.
chick, yeah.
A lot of shortcuts in terrain building, I've noticed.
Also, Ed, as an update, it is 4 o'clock.
All right.
4 o'clock. We're at 11 total subs. What else? Twitch Primes. Catch all of our shows.
Well, before we go, text Sadie
well-
real quick.
We're not actually going yet, are we?
I know, but
Okay.
I'll know. Text Sadie real quick and ask for a thumbs up or thumbs down that I want to know.
This is kind of a cryptic text, but I'll send it.
Hey, just say Ed wants to know thumbs up or thumbs down on the pump.
Oh, and the pump. It's for paint department.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of, thanks for the tier 2, Varl B. Jim. I think we're at 12 subs now. So we're about 3 subs away for another Christmas sampler giveaway.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So what I've got here is 3 boards that what are going to be is this, I don't know what you'd call it, the support arm here.
Lower.
Okay. And what I'm doing though is this right here is this is going to be the outside one. This is thicker, and then these 2 are thinner here, the 2 on this side. This one will be on the inside to give so I get the support, and this is what equals the space of the width of the wall here. So this will actually go on like this when we're done and be like that on to the inside. Now I don't have to worry about the inside because we're going to build up and cover that, so I don't have to dress that side up, but I will have to dress on this, and we still have to do our hole through. And at that point, we
Thanks
will
for your
make
palette.
2 of these, and then this is what will now reach up to our arm. Our
Nice.
arm. That's where we're going with this.
Due to
I like
Varl's tier 2 sub and the gift from Grey Paladin, we're at 14.
14.
We are 1 sub away from a 3rd gift baggie.
Wow. Cool. Did she give us a reply yet? You'll tell me if she does.
No, she has not.
All right. So on this, it has sort of a pointed end to it.
She sent me the middle finger emoji.
The middle finger, I didn't even know that was an emoji. If that was an emoji, I'd wear my phone out.
Yeah, it is.
Don't worry, Ed. I'll send it to you right now.
Dude, that way I can get it.
Thanks, Melon, for the tier 1 gifted. To Drift.
Yes,
Dre-
thank you,
Dre-
Melon.
Durft? Durft.
I need to get together all our all-time gifters in chat to kind of rank them and see where they're at.
Oh, yeah,
Because
make it a contest.
Melon's way up there. What?
Make it a contest.
Make it a I mean, people like to compete. They really do. We have one thing I will say is our community is actually very competitive.
Oh, wow.
Whether that be
Well,
through
I can't
bits
wait
or
to see all
painting,
y'all's competition pieces at ReaperCon this year.
that too.
Speaking of that. So,
I haven't made one yet, but I've got time. And if I get, well, I'll put this in if I end up getting wiped out.
oh, wow. Put it in, what category would this go in?
This would go into ordnance,
Ordnance, yeah.
which is, that's where they gauge, you can put figurines on it for crew or whatever you want, but all the judging revolves just around the equipment. This is where you would find tanks and airplanes and orc war machines and
Mechs and things like that.
mechs and just anything you want to do like that, yeah. So that's that ordnance category. So that looks good.
Excellent.
All right. We want to go to that height.
I sent it to you, Ed.
Did you? Thank you.
You're
My world will
welcome.
be complete.
I'll send one to Dave too.
No, he'll use it. He'll use it on me. Let me send it to him.
Oh, okay. I'll give you the opportunity.
The honor.
Then he's gonna send it to Vicky.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Actually, what Sadie replied with is just a stale face. I don't know. She hit
Like
me
a
with
flat
the
mouth?
Yeah, she hit me with the flat face, like she's giving me a 10-mile stare.
Yeah. Flat mouth.
Okay, then just text her. Ask her if it worked.
Be serious.
I
You
wanna
want me to
know.
send her the middle finger again?
No,
I'll
don't
send
send her the
everyone the
middle
middle
finger.
finger.
Is it supposed to have enough space on the inside for it to rock? Or because is this going to be able to do this? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or is
it
that just
needs
going to be
to.
straight the whole time?
Well, no, it. I have to stop and think about it. Yes, it can rock. Oh, it's got an axle in it, so I'm
Yes.
assuming they want it to rock in there.
So go up a little bit. Because if you're flushed flat, right, it's not going to have enough space to. Right, there
Well, I
you
want to
go.
give myself a little room. I want
Yeah.
to go there.
She said no.
It didn't work.
Apparently.
Okay, so we don't get to hang out till whenever.
Okay.
So you see like
Does
that?
that mean you have a fire to put out?
Yeah.
So
All
now-
right.
Like if it's flushed up against like that, it won't be able to do this, right?
From this side, is what
It
you're
won't be able
saying.
to do that.
Right, yeah. So it won't articulate
Yeah, like that.
like
yes.
this.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good question because I hadn't really thought about it. I thought about it just being stable and rocking with it.
Can you bring the picture down a little bit?
Real
I'm
quick,
sorry.
as we discuss this, since the show is drawing to a near, or no, to an end, not a near.
Oh,
Hashtag free, and get that in so that you can win one of these baggies.
I see.
I'm going to have to go back and look at that and research that. Let me get this cut. Actually, that makes for a good stopping spot.
It looks like that triangle is supposed to help it stay like this, so it doesn't.
Right,
do this.
that's the counterweight. It'll
Oh, thanks, Melon.
that.
Look
The
at
discussion,
that.
I'm going to have to go research. And this is really what I do is I just get on and watch YouTube videos of people around the world that have built big full-size ones. And I've got to see if this is a free swinging at that point or if it's fixed. I'm betting it is free swinging. So
That whole back piece that's attached
Yeah.
to the fulcrum or the arm.
yeah, so I mean I can build it and round it. I just need, like you said, we need to think about that in advance. Because the axle will actually go all the way through here. When we do it, there'll be a piece of plastic that if we're going to do that, we'd put a piece of plastic to articulate there as well as here. Now it doesn't have to be this thick. I've got some thinner stuff we could use somewhere. Kind of a thing. So we will do that then. Let me go research. I'm almost positive it's going to articulate, but that's a very good question. I was actually building it to not articulate, so I'm glad you pointed that out.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Like I
Yeah.
said, it looks like this whole
Well,
section
yeah, it's
right
a
here.
it's a big articulating freewheeling like this.
It looks like it does
Not
this.
this doing this.
Thank you, Malin. Again, is
it
that
looks like it
your
does this.
is that your 15? That's 15 subs in one giveaway.
Wow, Melon.
In one stream.
Wow. Well, thank you, Melon. I met her at the party for
The Kickstarter party.
Kickstarter party at the
Yeah,
end of the
she's
Kickstarter countdown.
real nice lady.
Do we know what he is building next? Yeah, what is the plan for after the trebuchet?
I don't know. I think we get closer. We'll pick something out. I mean, the idea of doing a sand table all of a sudden really got exciting.
I
We
don't know
could
what a
do,
sand table is, so that's exciting for me.
Yeah. You could use it for RPG. I mean, it's really, what we would do, we'd have to do is I'd build two of them. I'd build one and be done with it so that it's dry because it involves some liquid, but it's dry, and then we would go build one. And then I could show you on this one how it works and stuff like that. So,
All right.
well, let's
on
do that
note,
then. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to stop there.
We'll do our giveaway.
Yeah. Let me find all my pieces here.
Short episode today. We got some stuff to go figure out. I
Some
think
fires
Some
to put
fires
out.
to go put out.
Yeah.
No, that's too soon. I mean, we got some paint
Uh,
stuff, paint department stuff to go fix. Speaking of that, fires, I'll put the thing in the chat. Oh, somebody already did.
Well,
Hashtag exclamation point fire. It'll bring up the giveaway. We'll be doing our giveaway sometime soon.
it's supposed to
We're
be
getting
this.
it all
Yeah,
ready.
we're just talking. It's getting close.
That's
We
true.
want it. We have to get everything in place before we launch it.
Malin is the bit leader and the gift leader right
Wow.
now. She wanted the top spot.
Oh, just for today?
I don't know how often it resets. I think it's daily or every 48 hours, something like that.
All right.
So I just drew our winners,
Uh-huh.
and
That sticks out.
I'm gonna go ahead and read these, and then announce
Ann
them in
says we
chat.
built 1 or 2 for the first ever ReaperCon. Ann said.
Yes, we did. We built them way back then, but that would have been 2005, 4, somewhere in there.
So our first winner is,
Zimlorog.
as Ed flings the arm around and breaks stuff,
Oh, wrong hole.
wrong hole,
All right. I
Or
was
he
like, what did I do? Yeah.
wrong hole, Kappa.
Kappa.
So anyway, first winner is elleyotter. Or
Yeah.
I can't tell what that says from here because it's across the room. OrcrystGaming, Fraley17, blargestwhelp,
Blargestwhelp.
yeah, blargestwhelp,
Congratulations, OrcrystGaming.
and then Zimlorog. Those are
Zimlorog.
5 Zimlorog.
So you guys need to email reaperlive@reapermini.com with your Twitch name, your address, your shipping information. That's your address and everything like that. So make sure all that information's in there. Am I missing any information? They just need their Twitch name.
Twitch
shipping
name,
address,
physical address. Yep.
and there you go. And I guess what would it help with what show they got or what their winnings are in the email title? Would that help you at all?
No, I actually, in the subject line, if it's just your Twitch username, that makes it the easiest.
Okay.
But
just-
when you do the Twitch username, you need to load it exactly as you do. So if you use a 0 for an O or vice
yes.
versa,
And you have
need to
4
do that.
underscores, you need all
All
four.
four, yeah.
Yes.
That because he cuts and pastes that
Yeah.
into the rest of the equation.
So there you go. That's what you need to do
Bingo.
if you won.
Yeah.
When I'm running my verifications.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Evil Elvis. Evil Elvis.
That's a cool
Why does that
name.
sound familiar? I think they posted some terrain on the forums, I believe. Man, it's like I'm starting to learn everybody's kind of names, especially if you guys use the same names for all your stuff. I'm looking at you, Rings Raccoon, in
Rings
chat.
Raccoon.
They have a different name on Twitter. They have a different name in the email. They have all kinds of things. They have like 4 different names. So
Thank you again, Malin, and thank you again for anyone else who showed
thanks,
up and
everybody.
gifted subs and resubbed and
Yeah.
just showed up and hung out with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Yep. There we go.
What's tomorrow?
that'll store
Wednesday. We got painting in the morning with Ann at 11.
it. Yes.
And then we got another Ann show at 3. So we got double Ann tomorrow. So can we get hashtag double Ann? So,
Double and.
double
Then
Ann.
yeah. And then Thursday night, 6 to 7 will be Dave and I, brother Dave and I, and then
And
Friday.
painting platinum with Sadie.
At Thursday afternoon, yes.
3.
And at 3. And then Friday at 3, is it? You all do yours?
3,
I always,
correct.
I never pay for
Yeah, it'll be me and Ron this week.
Yeah.
So get ready for a lot of ReaperCon or not
Questions.
ReaperCon.
This is your question and
Reaper
answer time.
Kickstarter time.
And pin him down.
Yeah.
Also, too,
Also PayPal.
and I don't have the time, but Pokies are supposed to go on sale
Hey.
on the website this week.
They're being packaged as we speak.
Okay. So I would look for them to be turned on possibly as early as tomorrow, probably no later than Thursday.
Yes.
We're going to see how far they go. They're all metal. They won't be polished. They'll
won't
just
be
be
polished.
pokey tools. And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And
So-
from that, then we can tool accordingly. Once we see there's a demand for it, then, because we'll take these to a show and never sell one, then we'll take them next show and sell them all out. It's a real, so we'll see. But that'll get some out there in circulation.
So yeah, you guys asked enough. So there you go.
All right. So where are we, Mr. Justin?
I think he's looking for a raid.
I'm looking for a raid.
Oh, wow.
Doing
I believe
some,
Jimmy's on. Nope, he just got off.
Well, anyway, everybody, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch,
Yes.
like,
Everything.
follow. Now you soon will be in Reddit and then
Discord.
Discord
So
soon.
we're setting up
PM.
the Discord right now. I'm writing all the rules and everything like that on it.
MySpace, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I can't stress enough. All the socials are important. So if you want to tag us or do hashtag Reaper Miniatures, hashtag Reaper Mini. I look at all those hashtags.
we're getting more in tune to the whole. It's actually becoming more and more a flow of the process here, the information flow. We're getting information faster. We're being able to go, respond. It's working well.
It's helped a lot. Thanks, Mini-F.
So I'm curious. I found some painting, but it's not of minis.
Oh, it's just painting.
It's some painting of some art. It looks like digitally, but it looks like it's fantasy. It's really, really
Yeah,
cool.
I like digital art coloring.
Me too. So I think we're gonna raid this, and this gives you guys. Cause I know you guys like to see different stuff through the art category as we raid.
Yeah.
So
That looks good.
So if you
But,
guys tomorrow go into Ann's show and do double Ann, hashtag double Ann. So I hope you guys enjoy.
Well, guys, everybody, you have fun. We will talk to you soon. Stay safe.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later this week. Enjoy.
So
There
that, oh,
goes
now
the
get
raid.
your
Yeah,
numbers.
now
Yep.
we're raiding.
All
Just
right,
make sure you spread the
yeah,
love.
Spread the Reaper love. Say hi. Tell him about minis. Maybe he'll
Did you
paint
pull
some
your
minis.
5? Did we pull the?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did.
I was
We
putting
pulled
this away. I
our
wasn't
five.
paying attention.
Thank you guys very much, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day.
All right. Take care.
See you guys.
Yeah, sure.
Pew, pew,
He always
pew.
does that.
Pew pew pew.